my other topic is this whole net zero. And I think he was the head of the Green Party or something on talk radio this morning, and he was saying, look, we're not growing as a country, we need to find growth, and that growth has to come from the green net zero industry, which is pretty much an admission about what all of this is about. It's an industry where a few people see billions to be made. It's not about the climate, as I've said many times. Pretty much everything under net zero is anti-wildlife, anti-nature, anti-greenery, anti-landscape, anti-human. Whether it's solar panels made with non-recyclable metal shipped all the way from China, whether it's did I say wind turbines? Wind turbines, which are proven to kill an inordinate amount of wildlife and sea life, including whales, and they can't be recycled and have to take up huge swathe of land again to bury, or solar panels which corrode and break under a hailstorm. And you know, the UK, we've had grey 100% of the time pretty much, so they won't really make much power. They again come from China at great cost, or EVs that are coming from China, and batteries that come from China, and use great amount of mining that poison the local water supply and use slavery, and then ship them over here and have high intensive manufacturing, way more than normal fossil fuel cars, damage the roads because they're so heavy, and I've seen quite a lot recently end up combusting into flames, which are difficult to put out, and really chemical fires. None of it's green, and all of it's coming from China. So the head of this Green Party, I don't know where all this money is to be made, because the only people making money are China. And in my opinion, it's China pushing this whole nonsense. And they talk about, oh, well, we're going to aim for net zero in 2050, 2060, 20, 30 years after idiots like the UK are aiming for, by which point they'll go, nah, it hasn't worked out so well for you guys, we're not going to bother. And we see them making at least 1, maybe 2 coal stations a week to help them power and manufacture all the crap that we're buying in big bucket loads. And in the meantime, we're destroying our industries by shutting steel plants and giving all our industries to India and China, because then we look so virtuous. We don't, we look stupid, and people like China are laughing their socks off at us. So they just see it as an industry to be made. If they look to anywhere that's trying this crap, there's no money to be made, there's only ruin. Look to Germany. So we need people like Trump to say, you know what, this whole net zero is a farce, it's not working. If they really wanted to make money, they'd look at creating a green fuel, you know, GB fuel that could be created here, sold around the world, and put in current cars and boilers. And then we wouldn't be spending a fortune on crap from China and destroying all our car industries and making everyone spend a fortune on things they don't want. It's a whole lot of toilet. And then there's 2 things. They can't go for net zero and the whole big AI machine at the same time, because AI requires a huge amount of energy and water, masses of water, and data centers, same thing, all need a massive amount of energy and water. So you can't do net zero and have limited energy and require a load of water being shipped in from Norway, or having potential blackouts, and progress down that whole scenario at the same time. The 2 are in direct opposite of each other. So to go down the AI and data center route, you need to have mass, cheap and affordable energy. So 2 things you can't have the same. So Trump is completely right, and at the bottom of all of this is just a whole big lie that CO2 has any impact on the temperature of this country. country, world. The only evidence shows CO2 rises after an increase in temperatures, and it has quite a lag of some 100 years or so. And in my opinion, it's Mother Nature's way of greening the planet, providing shade, shelter, more food in warmer times. CO2 is good, gas of life, we need it. We're at near record lows, and if it goes much lower, all plant life dies. So can we please wake up from the green machine and take the curtains back and see the fraud for what they are behind that curtain, and get back to some normality and some real, proper, sensible, logical, rational steps going forward to, yes, be clean, be respectful of the planet. I'm a huge environmentalist in that essence. Clean up rivers, seas, get sort of our litter problem in the UK, look at alternative packaging to plastics. All of these things I would massively support. Sorry, not had a chance to brush my hair today. Look like a mess. But net zero is a con, and the sooner we wake up to that, the better.